I'm working hard for you lot. But I don't care about you. I don't care. I don't care whether you're saved or whether you're damned. Don't care about any of that. Don't care about you. Your bodies and all that. Don't care about that. What I care about is the waste, 5,000 year waste of all these souls, who have been coming back over and over again, trying to learn what's going on around here, trying to learn that you don't get out of here except you have the courage to stand up and speak the truth. You don't get out. So I have to keep making these videos for some reason. I don't want to make these videos. I don't care about making videos. All I do is I follow the will of God. The will of God says, you will get up now and you'll make another video. I was sleeping. I had a hard morning making videos for you. I made a video of, let me get it again. I made a video of Riddick. Now, the smallest thing you can do is go and watch this movie. Just go and get it somehow and watch it. Because then you'll know what I'm talking about. And it might have an effect on you. Yeah. And there's a part of this movie which is, I've never seen on another movie. It's interesting because he's not interested in killing these people. He says no, he says no. He says, join us. Sign your name on the dotted line, you know. Make an oath, swear an oath that you will join us, that you'll believe that we're your saviour. Sign on the dotted line. Yeah. Or I'll take your soul. And he puts his hand in the person's aura and he grabs hold of his soul and he's going to like kill his soul if he hasn't got the courage to stand up and fight. So all these ones that went with him, that joined in our American Israel, or whatever it is, all those that join don't stand up and say, no, 9, I won't do that. Well, they're finished anyway. You can see them, they're just walking zombies. They seem like they're having a good time now, but wait till you see what happens to them when they die. Yeah. They'll just get recycled. They've had their chance. Yeah. Now, it's a final chance. Yeah. And even Riddick, their great saviour, if he's not prepared to keep on fighting until he's had enough for us to give up, say, he had to keep on fighting, yeah, to win his soul, He thinks he's saved, yeah, no. You all think you're saved, but you're not. You still got to fight. It doesn't mean to say that you got to fight with bows and arrows and swords and bombs and stuff like Trump had done. You don't have to join the dark side, yeah. But you do have to fight. You can't say, I don't care about all this. I'm perfect. I don't need to do anything. Well, if I have to do something, then you might have to do something. Yeah. You have to do it. So this is how everybody's tested. And it's interesting, before I went for a little snooze on the bed, I went for a walk. I didn't take any money with me. I said, I don't know where I'm going. I wonder what this is all about. And as you think of the books, I thought, what else? Didn't come to my mind. So I went for a wander. It's also good for me to wander about because my knees aren't that good. So to have a walk is not a bad thing. Anyway, I went to the book place where I get my books. and my free books that people throw out, and I got this book here. I found this book, the last book in the pile. It's called 1215, the year of the Magna Carta. Yeah. Now, I don't know an awful lot about the Magna Carta, but it was the end of kings. It was the end of the natural order of kings, poets, bards and druids and all that, because they started to make laws here. And they made this king sign on the bottom line to say, I will join you. I will do what you say. King John he was a weak king. He was a bad king. He was evil. And everybody said he was evil at the time. And now even the modern historians say, oh no. We don't think he was evil. Actually, he wasn't a bad guy. He had a few problems. No. This is the way they rewrite history. Try to make the bad guys into the good guys. Because this is the foundation document, if you like, of the rule of law or something. And the only rule is no rules okay. You've seen that? No rules okay. Yeah. Like Elvis rules okay. No rules okay. So that's 12,000 AD. 12,000 years after Jesus. This was an end time also. 600 years after Jesus, not so long after that, and Muhammad comes. Yeah, 12,000 years, not so long after that, John of Salisbury comes, also calling out the same thing. Yeah, Thomas Becket, he died. John of Salisbury said he was in the room when he died. He was ahead of him, but couldn't tell. He couldn't tell him, Thomas, the martyr. He couldn't tell him, Thomas Becket, the martyr. He couldn't tell him, calm down, don't get too carried away. And so Thomas Becket made a few mistakes, yeah, against the guys who come to get him. And if John of Salisbury had made a few mistakes too, he would have been taken down too, the same as Thomas Becket was. Yeah, would have been taken down also. John of Salisbury survived, lived to fight another day, and lived to write a great book, yeah, that condemned the whole of the aristocracy, the church. Because that's who they were the church. The aristocracy is a church. They have crazy ideas, yeah. Weird ideas. They all have the same ideas. Oh, they'll take over the world, yeah. And we'll make one religion, cover the whole world. We'll get rid of all these Muslims. In this time, they thought they were going to do it, but the Muslims got rid of them. The Muslims took over Jerusalem. That was the end of them. Yeah. And their people have been in slavery ever since. The people, the ordinary people, have been in slavery ever since 1215. Yeah, the Magna Carta. Making laws against the will of God. You're either following the will of God, or you're following the will of the devil. That's what it is. You cannot help yourselves. Trump can't help himself. NetAndYahoo can't help himself. Vladimir Putin can't help himself. They have to do what they've got to do. God raises them up, one against the other. Fight these endless wars until evil is destroyed from the world. Evil destroys evil. And evil will destroy you if you don't stand up against it. And the only way you can redeem your soul is to stand up and be counted. You don't need to use weapons of war. You can use the weapon of the poet, the bard and the druid is the word. The word, that's all it is. And the bard has his machine gun, yeah, where he can sing about the unrighteousness, like Patti Smith and people like that. And all of you can do something. You can talk to your neighbour. You can speak out instead of remaining silent. Nothing ever changed except for you. The natural order of poets, bards and druids. The natural order because you're following the will of God. You're not doing what some man tells you to do. You're not doing what Trump tells you to do. You're not doing what... if they say you shouldn't speak about something, do it. You have to speak about it. You can't take orders from, what are they called? The mongrels, the warmongers. I'm trying to think of the name of them here. I can't think of them because the devil has no name. You can't remember the devil's name. Now Riddick is not part of the order of druids. Yeah. Riddick is somebody who kills people. Yeah. He's part of the devil's department. He's not part of God's department. And so he's like an antichrist figure. Yeah. Yet he seems to be the Christ. You can hardly tell the difference between the Christ and the antichrist. Yeah. And there's many of them, many Christs, many Antichrists, all at the same time. And there's a man, I can't think of his name either, who's teaching young men, the way to get out of the bad system and get with the program. Now his name comes to me, Andrew Tait, right? Now is Andrew Tait, he's like a kind of Riddick, is Andrew Tait, is he the Christ or the Antichrist? Well, it's quite simple, he's the Antichrist because he's teaching people a way that is without right livelihood. He's saying, join the share market, join our American Israel. Become a trader on the share market, buy and sell Bitcoin or all this sort of stuff. Get out the easy way, yeah. Sell your soul to this terrible system. Become dependent upon this terrible system. So Andrew Tait has got a lot of young people fooled. They think, yeah, he's right. He's not all wrong, he's half wrong. And he's using power like Trump's using power. Exactly the same thing. Trump and Andrew Tait, it's the same thing. Trump's done that. He uses the share market and all those sorts of things. Andrew Tait's just copying them. And sure, you could copy them. "30 years ago, I dabbled on the stock exchange before I came onto the right pathway. That's when, before then. Now, I don't care about that. I don't care about anything I've done. I don't care about anything. I don't care about you lot. I care about the waste of your soul. The waste of your soul. All these 5,000 years wasted. Yeah. Because you won't simply just walk out of it. Yeah. Now I had to walk out of it years ago. 25 years ago I had to walk out of it. So I won't have anything to do with this. Even though I have no money, no nothing, I give it all away. I get rid of it all, and I find out what happens to me. Find out. And I go through Riddick stuff, but not like Riddick, not with weapons and that. I have to do a bit of, I have to wrestle with the devil. I have to wrestle with the devil to get my wings. And so that's part of the course when you're a poet or a bard. You do a bit of wrestling, you know. Not often. Only under very, very difficult circumstances. You might have to get arrested. They might chuck you in a loony bin, you know. They'll say, "Oh, this guy's nuts," because they've got no case against you. Yeah, you didn't do anything really, and it's too embarrassing. If they put you to trial, it might get embarrassing for them. They just chuck you in a nut house. Yeah. So you've got to deal with that. But you need to know. You need to experience all these things because you need to know the truth. You can't just think you know about it. You need to personally have experience of it. If you're going to teach about Prozac, you need to have tried Prozac. If you're going to teach about the mentally ill and the prison system and all that, you've got to have been through those systems. At least a little bit. A small time to be able to become an expert, an eyewitness of them. Yeah. This guy, another Riddick, he wrote this book from prison, a life sentence in prison. He wrote it from prison. Yeah. God put him in prison because that was the best thing that could happen to him at that point. Having blown up a few college professors. And gave him the tools he needed to do this more ambitious work. Yeah. Now all these Riddicks, they have some part of the problem, they understand the problem. Often they don't have the solution. If you don't have the solution, if you're not actually following the will of God to the solution, if you think you already know it and you're just trying to push it as an idea, yeah, or your brain hasn't evolved where you can follow the will of God differently, then God will use you in this way. It could be a harder journey, yeah. It's not that much fun to live your life in jail, although as that Tait fellow says, you can enjoy your life anywhere you like, it doesn't matter, you can enjoy your life. And he thinks that there's no providence. He doesn't actually believe in providence. He thinks there's some kind of balance where where the bad things that happen during your life balance out the good things that happen to you. No, that's not the way it works at all. You only get good things. The bad things you get are because you made your mistake and you need to learn your lessons. That's all the bad stuff is. I'm not getting anything bad. If something bad happens to me, well, I would have made a mistake. There'll be some law of nature that I didn't fully understand. Russel Brand. See, he got too famous, right? He got him because he was pushing his ideas, yeah? Another Riddick. Now, in all the videos I've produced, there's a lot of information that can prevent you from turning out like Riddick or like Ted Kaczynsky. Or like Thomas Becket. God only takes you out if you, that's the only good you can do. The only good you can do. Your body can only be used as a martyr, as a message. If you're not, if you must be beyond learning lesson then. You know, you're 3 strikes and you're out. You failed to learn whatever God is trying to teach you. You just persisted in it. And if you just carry on your life and you don't got the courage to do what all these people are doing, if you haven't got the courage to do that, then you end up dying slowly with some bad cancer eating you from the inside out, yeah, something like this, and they deal into you with fire of radiation treatment and stuff like that. You're in the hell, yeah. The good thing about that is you're still learning. God still thinks you're learning because you can. You can survive that kind of experience. Yeah, you can transform. You can learn your lessons and find out what it is that you're doing wrong. And then come back again, yeah, then come back again. But then you still got to do the Riddick stuff, you still got to be counted, yeah. When the fights need to be fought, when they come after you, you got to fight them, you got to fight them. But you can't take weapons, you can't kill them. Like Riddick, you can't do that. You do have to resist, and if you've learned that lesson, you won't be there when they're dealing to you with the batons and that. You won't be there, you would just quietly snuck off, or you'd be making your videos at home like me, because you don't need to do that anymore. You've done that, you've done your protests, you've made your signs and you held your banners up. I've done all that, you've done all that. You've got to get through all these steps. You've got to get through them all. And if you get to where I'm at, where I was some time ago, some years ago, if you get that far, God gives you a special message. He says, you're mine forever. There's nothing you can do now. Nothing you can do. Yeah? You can do no wrong, because now I give you everlasting life. And then you're free. You come out the other end. You don't have to come back again. You don't have to fight this fight anymore, yeah? In the next life, yeah? And the Vikings used to know this. The Vikings used to say, the best death a man can get is go down fighting, yeah? They didn't care about what happened to them. But the Vikings went on pillaging raids, did bad stuff. So there were bad Vikings too. There must have been some good Vikings and some bad Vikings. Because, you know, if you looked at today, you think, my God, the whole world is evil. But here, scattered amongst the evil, is the good. You lot, hopefully. Yet there's no guarantee. I can't say, you're saved. You can't. God has to tell you himself, personally. If you have no personal experience of God, then you can never hear that. You can never be saved, except you know you're saved. You have to know it by experience. You can't read it in a book, or you can't have another man tell you, you're saved, now you've taken the name of our Saviour. And now, whatever it is, this one, that one, yeah? Donald Trump, Benjamin NetAndYahoo, take their name as your saviour, yeah? Or Biden could be your saviour. Go and vote for him. Everybody gets their just deserts in this life. There's nothing but justice in this world. Nothing but justice. And as you sow, so shall you reap. Live by the sword, die by the sword. And they all did, those Vikings. They lived by the sword, they all died by the sword. And the world is very old now, very old. And it's the end time, yeah. The time to stand up and be counted, or forever hold your peace. What's this? Don't have your soul destroyed by our great American Israel.